Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. This one is called, there's a saying that goes something like this: idle dog walk idle monkey. In other words, the devil always find work for idlers. However, in this case, these gangsters are going to wish they could turn back the hands of time, press replay, and get a little redo, a second chance on life or freedom in this case. I am speaking about an incident that took place in a St. James, Mount Salem or Salem. I wish one day in a Montego Bay, I think it's Mount Salem, in which a man, hard-working man, and his common law wife went to go fix some sorts of porch, some sorts of veranda, some sorts of step in the area, when about 5 men stepped up on him. 5 of these men were armed with all sorts of tall rifle, all sorts of 9.4 to the 5th. Them bust a cap in this man's ASS right in front of his girlfriend, common law wife. It seems as if this man knew exactly who the persons were that blazed him up. He then jumped on his phone, or she then jumped on her phone, called the Popo. You know that the Popo have a division that is called the Quick Response Team. Well, people, this is the quickest response team. In a 2-2s, the Popo launched a couple of operations. First operation, them hold a man. This man was trying to disguise an AR15 under some sorts of WASHPAN. Now, people, I don't know how practical that is. It is like trying to put a tall broom in a small circle. Not very practical. It did not work out, so the Popo found the AR-15. It is said that it led on a second operation in which an ex-individual from the same gang was held with a pistol. That operation that led them to that man should have gave him some lead, some copper, some sort of hot metal that is detrimental for his health. So people, I am going to let you take a look to what the SSP, the superintendent or the commanding officer for that division, his name is Aaron Samuels, has to say, and then I'll give my piece.
Action of the police resulted in one man being held with an AR-15 rifle as he tried to conceal it in a washpan in a house nearby. Subsequent operations led to another man being held and also a pistol being seized in this operation. We commend the work of the police officers, and we want to ensure that we continue to make Mount Salem safe for the residents of St. James. I'm appealing to any resident, anybody who has any additional information that can help us to find the other members of this criminal organization that tried to reign mayhem in the Mount Salem community. We're appealing, tell us what you know. We want to ensure that we continue to see good reductions in St. James and to bring an end to the crime and violence that is plaguing the parish of St. James.
Now, people, based on what this commanding officer, superintendent, is saying, it is obvious that these men, 2 of these men, it was 5 of them, they held on to 2. They are looking for the rest. They're asking for the community, the residents' supports in finding, apprehending these other 3. Based on what they're saying, they know that these persons are menaces to society. We can come to the conclusion, based on how fast, based on the time that the man got piped up, and in a 2-2s they found 2 of them. They should have sent them to the afterlife, send them 6'6", down a Dovecot or Madden. The Popo is asking, requesting the residents, listen, give us the information so that we can get these persons, whether by the hook or by the crook. Let's make Salem, let's make Jamaica great again. And people, remember, it is not snitching unless you're a Don, a gunman, or a dancehall artist. It is your civic duty as a legal, law-abiding, tax-paying citizen of this great or not-so-great nation to do your civic duty. Tell the people what you know so they can take these people out of here. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called "He that fails to prepare, prepares to fail." And most importantly, if somebody shows you or tells you that they are a fool, fully dunce, best believe them, especially if they are one of these new school dancehall artists. I am going to speak about an incident in which both of these appropriately applies. There was an event that was held. It was called the Sharkies Seafood Festival. Sharkies is one of those popular seafood places in Jamaica. You might know about it. Well, apparently, an artist known as JACKASS could not read because I told you he is fully dunce. He probably thought that it was Sharkies Seafood Festival, so therefore he was going to go up there and he was going to play at Jackass. Such is the case. It seems as if JACKASS did not even bother to go to any sorts of rehearsal. So when he went to the show, he was ill-prepared. Like I said, he that fails to prepare, prepares to fail, and failure was his only option. When he went on stage and was performing, it seems as if he was off-key. It seems as if he forgot his line. It seems as if he did not know where he was. He was dazed and confused. And remember, fully dunce is the big word or the operative word here. So there was some sorts of clash, not on stage between two artists, between the drummer known as Drummy, very popular drummer in Jamaica. He plays for, I think, Rough Cut Band. Don't quote me on this. So people, I want you to take a listen, take a look to the verbal interaction or onslaught that was between these two fellas. And then I am going to give my piece.
Ready, no man?
You know anything about it? Why you not come on the road? Come on the road.
Watch it now, you must see, brother. You must see now. You must see too now. Yeah, I want to the man, brother.
Jummy, easy, Jummy, easy, Jummy. Jummy, easy yourself, Jummy, easy yourself, Jummy.
Watch it now, you must see now. You must see now. You must see now, bad man. We're not putting a negativity in the family. I want to the brother, you know. I want to you. Hey, no, you have been no.
It's easy, no, daddy. It's easy, no, daddy. It's easy, no, daddy.
MC.
Now people, like I said, I wasn't there, so therefore I can only use this video to put things into context based on what I see in this 1 minute and about 30-something seconds video. Pretty much, JACKASS did not bother to show up for a rehearsal, so he was going to be at a very bad, disadvantageous situation because then he and the band, Rough Cut and Drummy, would not be in sync. They were off. The problem for JACKASS probably started when he started recording. A lot of these artists, them go out on studio, them under NSA, them drunk, and then the producer, so-called producer, make some sort of off-key beat, off-key rhythm, and then them record them off-key. So when they go on a stage and they're faced with a band such as Rough Cut and a drummer such as Drummy, they are out of sync, they are off-key, no sorts of piano. So therefore, him realize, listen, me nah sound too good. I am showing up myself like a fool on stage because remember, fully dunce is an operative word. So therefore, he decided that he is going to play the blame game and try disrespect the band, disrespect Drummy. Drummy thought that, listen, This youth off key, this youth did not show up, so therefore I am going to represent for my band. I am not going to take the disrespect, especially on stage, in front of a whole bunch of strangers. So Drummy decides, say, listen, I want this little P-U-N-K, him a go on like him a bad man. Well, people, a lot of them are choppers turned artists. A lot of them have bad friends. As to say J-Quan is a bad man, don't have any evidence to substantiate that. However, them sing a whole lot of bad songs and them act like them bad. So therefore, if it walks like a duck, quack like a duck, maybe it's a bad duck. So Jummy decided that he was going to take a stand and send him up under his mother, run him off of the stage. And most of the patrons that were there were in support of the bandsman. Most of the people on social media were in support of the bandsman and drumming. Now people, here's the thing. These people, meaning Sharky Seafood, decide that they're going to have an event, maybe for monetary reason, maybe to show their support, appreciation for their fans. Them have all sorts of people. Them have the Chopper fans, supporters, patrons, and then them have the Uptown patrons. So just imagine you leave your yard with your decent little picnic, and then you hear all of these profanity on stage. And when you come to think about it, isn't there many times when you see the po-po go, and because artists are cuss, them take off the artist and them lock up the artist. Well, people, it seems as if there was an absence of the po-po in this instance because them shouldn't take off J-Quan off of the stage and fling him down a station. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called modern day slavery and exploitation of employees in the worstest form. I am speaking about a situation at the Royalton Hotel in a Negril, and also Trelawney specifically in a Negril, in which the employees walked off the job because they said they are very tired, frustrated with the poor wages, working condition, meals, water, break, everything from A to Z they were complaining about, and justifiably so. So they did a protest, they walked off, they did some sorts of strike for about less than 24 hours. The people went outside, talked to them. Tourism sector people got in contact with them and make all sorts of promise. People, like they say, a promise is sometimes a comfort to a fool. It does not usually work out. So anyways, after some sorts of negotiation, the workers came back and they had a meeting and they say that they are going to make the conditions better. Now people, the sad thing is that this condition has been going on for a couple of decades. It is not just today, it is not just last year, last 10 years, 20 years or so. It has been going on. If anything, I would say it has gotten better or it just stays the same. No sorts of movement as it pertains to the progress of the condition and work and wages of these people. So the secretary of the workers' union, his name is Granville Valentine. He came out and he had a meeting and he is standing up for these employees. He is saying that it is atrocious that these people work in an industry that is a big money making industry and they are getting the lowest page. People, if you do the maths, you do not have to be the sharpest tool in the shed to know that these people, meaning the owners of these hotels, are greedy as F-U-C-K. So people, I am going to let you take a listen, take a look to what Mr. Valentine has to say, and then I am going to give my piece.
It is very strange that one of the richest industry has some of the poorest workers and some of the poorest working conditions. We as leaders, as a society, must do better and must do more to assist these workers. No job security at all. 3 months contract, 6 months contract, 9 months the longest contract, rolling over with at a fixed end and no option for renewal. These workers have to accept any treatment that is meted out to them. We, the trade union movement, stand with them, and the way these workers are treated is unacceptable. The working conditions are unacceptable. We are ready to represent their rights and their justice. These short-term contracts must be sorted out by way of legislation where fair play is at the table. We need livable wage for these workers. We need workers to be paid a decent wage. And we are calling on the authority, we are calling on the powers that be to fix this. We are willing to come to the table in defense and as a vanguard of the working class to ensure that fairness and justice and that our voices and our experiences are lent to these workers and these workers' working conditions to ensure that these workers are better off and that we can continue to have a prosperous tourist industry.
So people, you heard what the representative, the secretary of one of the biggest unions in Jamaica had to say. Big industry, big money popping, however, it is not trickle down to the people that needs it probably the most. The workers, the employees, everybody that make the thing roll. These are the persons in which your guests have to interact with. These are the persons in which their attitude, demeanor, makes a business more successful. So therefore, if you have disgruntled workers, like them say, happy wife, happy life, some of the times. So people, the man I make you know, say, listen, it makes absolutely no sorts of sense for you to be working in one of the biggest money-making industry, and then the people that participate, most important component in this thing, is not getting any sorts of proceeds of the profitability. Sorry. Now people, just imagine you're working at a place where I make enough money. You have enough money at pasture, and I'm not saying to red eye people, because the owners of the business and the people that put this thing together are supposed to be the greatest beneficiaries. But me just say, you are going to feel some sorts of way, especially when you see people come on vacation with them kids, with them significant other, and they're having a grand time, and you're helping, aiding them, very important component in this happening, and then you look on your wage. When you get your paycheck and you go home, you can't buy nothing other than sardine and bully beef. Well, bully beef kind of expensive. You get the point that I am trying to make. The same thing used to happen as it pertains to the NBA, Major League Baseball, all sorts of sports in America. And I am not comparing the hotel workers to these NBA or professional athletes, because we understand that they are making in the millions, tens of millions, 15 million, 50 million annually. So I say this to say that these owners of these professional teams were the ones that seems to be making all the profit, while the workers, the athletes, were being exploited. Until the athletes took a stand, and we say that the athletes are now properly compensated, especially if you are one of the most famous athletes in any of those sports. The same thing should apply in Jamaica on a smaller scale. Me just say, you cannot be charging persons $600 per night per room, $1,000 per night per room, $400 at the least, and then the people might get $2 US per hour for their pay. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense. But like I said, the problem is the government. The person that represent Jamaica, the negotiators, when they went to this boardroom and they signed these people, gave them these property, gave them these ocean view property, and then you met them go without any sorts of stipulation saying that, listen, our workers, our people of Jamaica needs to be paid proportionately. I am not saying give them some sorts of profit margin share, but me just say give them something so them feel good, because at this point, these people are disgruntled, and whenever you have any sorts of disgruntled worker, the place are going to get F-U-C-K. So people, we say these people strike and them come back, but people, I am here to tell you, these persons are very vindictive. They might take back these people because them don't have a choice, because they have guests there and the guest needs attention. However, what they will do, don't be surprised, is if them sabotage the worker and replace them gradually. So this has been going on for decades and it needs to stop. And the people that need to put a stoppage to it is the relevant authority, meaning the Ministry of Tourism, meaning your government, your Prime Minister, the people that manage the affair of the country. Put the people first and we will be okay. However, when we have greedy representatives that just want to get money under the table, as long as their pockets are being lined and these persons are making profit, they do not give a F-U-C-K about the people. And people, like I've always said, whenever you dance with the devil who are greedy, you are going to get F-U-C-K, point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next two channels. They are called Jamaica Dancehall Source and Crime Time News. The description or the link to those channels is going to be in the description. Point blank and period.